All right, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. How,
My name
how
is
are you?
Vahid Chitsaz. My name is Vahid Chitsaz, part of the Elite Mastermind group. Welcome to our live session. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody and let us know where you're coming in from.
All right. Hi, Rohit. Is that Rahid? Did I pronounce it right?
Vahid, V-A-H-I-D, Vahid, correct.
Wahid, thank you for inviting me. My name is Chinmai Swamy. I'm the award-winning author, an international speaker, and a transformational coach. I help coaches, experts, and speakers to develop a winning mindset and monetize their message. In the last 7 years, I've published 4 books myself. One is on startup success, Run Before You Walk, and Differentiate, how to make your brand stand out. And my third is Art of Winning, how to rediscover your true powers. And the fourth one is Authority Launchpad, how to make money using what you know now. All of this started off with one thing. It's the Think and Grow Rich. And I didn't know there was a channel like yourself which promotes that concept. So when I came across this, I was like, hey, okay, I want to be there, because Think and Grow Rich was a very important book which was part of my journey with amongst other books. And I just wanted to, I'm glad I can contribute back to the community here created by Napoleon Hill and yourself.
Thank you so much. And I know this is the only book you have in your library besides your own book. I know you're going to throw away all other books. You're going to just keep this one and that's it. I know. It's totally understandable. I did the same thing.
Okay, yes. I like that. Okay, good.
Love it, love it. No, you're absolutely right. So, okay, so let's start. When did you start? What age? How old were you when you started with Think and Grow Rich? And how did you come up with this book? Or who introduced you to the book?
The funny thing is that I only got to know about the book when I came to UK. I'm originally from India, Bangalore. So I came to UK about 2005, 2006. So I only got introduced about 2008. And funny enough, when I read the book, I could connect with it, because most of the concepts of the book, like about taking small actions, don't aim for making things. So what's that? My favorite quote is, don't look for doing greater things, do small things greater. So those kind of things was very deeper to me, because I was doing that all my life. Because as a child, as a kid growing up, I was a karate black belt, I was a mountaineer, I was a rowing champion back there. But sports was a mind game. You have to win the race before you actually get in the race, and in the mind. So all the part where you actually go through the race in your mind, and you convince yourself that you've already won, and you behave that way. So that kind of concept was there, and I had forgotten about it when I came here. And when I was reading the book is when it kind of connected with me. It's like, okay, yeah, my God, okay, why is this book not in the school syllabus? This book should be like, like everybody growing up should be a mandatory read. Yeah, so that was how I came across when I came here to UK, and I was in the University of Sussex. So that's when I got to know the book, and I read it, and I was like, wow.
That is awesome. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of audiences from UK and India. And one of my goals is to make sure that everybody knows about the book. My job is not to make their job easier and give them everything that's in this book. That's not my job. My job is to let them know that there is a book that is talking about the success principles, and they should take a look at it. And whatever comes out of it, that's on their own. But the main point is that they need to know that there is a book. Somebody did actually study the successful people, and he came up with all the principles and put in the book. So let me ask you a question. You keep talking about mindset. Tell us about mindset. What is mindset to you?
Mindset to me that's more spiritual, because for me, mindset is really knowing who I am. That for me is the mindset. So once I know who I am, that's the power mindset. Then I can play any game. I can have any goal I want, and I can go and achieve it. But because what happened is, because when with the right mindset, I can set the right goals. I can take the right action. And I'll tell you why this is important for me, because when I was growing up, or there are times when even now, if I'm not aware of myself, I would very automatically copy somebody else's mindset. I would copy somebody else's goals and make it my goal, and I would work day and night to make it happen. And I realized it's not happening. It's because it's not my goal. I copied somebody else. So if I would admire someone on stage and I find, oh, that person is famous, I like that person. Oh, I'm going to do everything what that person has and copy it. No. And it never happens. The reason is my mindset is different to your mindset. And so for me, the mindset to win, like Think and Grow Rich, the concept comes when you are aware of who you are. For me, then everything you do is beautiful. You're not,
so you don't
have any, sorry?
So who are you?
Who am I? I am a student right now, and I know I am beautiful, and I know I'm a teacher, and I know I'm a speaker, and I know I'm a coach, and I know I'm an author. And I know there's content inside me. I am slowly, over years, I'm peeling away the slices of my own life, of my own personality, removing stuff which is not mine. I copied from somebody when I was growing up. So now I am rediscovering myself. And along the way, so I'm having the confidence to think with my own mindset for the first time in many years.
I agree with that 100%. So here's my question. From Think and Grow Rich, obviously I think mindset is one of the principles that you think are in the front line. What would be the second or third most important principle that you think has had the most effect on your success so far?
Action. Taking action. If there's no action, there's no point. Like mindset is like, okay, I get it. It's important. Yes, I can have the mindset to take, but along with that, there's action. Like, so if I don't take action, there's no point in having any information. I can learn all day. I can train myself all day. If I don't take action, there's nothing. So action for me is the second most important thing from the book, and from anything. Like you might think, and I can sit in my couch and say, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna think about the best dish I cook. I love cooking, so I can think of the best dish, like say aloo paratha or anything. But nothing gets done unless I go and take action. So nothing gets done. So action for me is after mindset is the action.
What is your third one?
Is learning. Is always constantly learning. And for me, that's there's a quote which I learned from one of my other mentors. Is there is no wealth like knowledge. There is no poverty like ignorance. So for me, since I've learned it, I was like, okay, knowledge is thing. No matter what, even if I would know a concept, I would go in and learn that, because there might be another viewpoint which I've missed it, because there's a viewpoint, there's a 360-degree viewpoint, and I might just know 1/2 of it, or even 10% of it. There's so many other viewpoints. So for me, the first is mindset, second is action, and third is knowledge. And then for me, that's the.
But you're not saying just learn and sit on it on the couch. You're saying knowledge, but then the second one is action. You got to put action, because knowledge by itself, to me, it's worthless. You could be the best doctor, but if you don't practice, it's worth nothing. You could be the best engineer. You could be the best programmer. You could be the best hairstylist. You could be the best makeup artist. You could be the best mechanic. Does not matter. You could have all the certification, criteria, knowledge, all of this approval from everybody else. But you could be the best public speaker. You could be the best coach. But if you don't get off your butt and do something.
I know, you're right. You're spot on with that. Yes, I struggled with that for years. And I would always worry about what people would think of me. And for several years, I stopped myself from taking action. And I know how much of my time I wasted, because all the thoughts I had is imaginary. It's very much like how babies have imaginary friends and adults have imaginary enemies. So we have so I had so many enemies, and I keep having them. But as you grow and as you read beautiful books, and I read Think and Grow Rich again and again, and I met Bob Proctor last year. I've shared stage with him a couple of times, so I know what he thinks. And in fact, he has a copy of my book. He read. He's written a testimonial for my book. He said he's going to introduce you to a part of you have never seen before. It's from Bob Proctor.
Awesome.
So for that,
Awesome. Where's my part? Well, first of all, I got two problems with you. Number one, you didn't know our channel existed. Shame on you. I can't believe it. You didn't know we existed.
I know.
That is bad. I don't know. Everybody on the planet should know that we exist. Number one. Well, we're getting there. We're working on it. It's not easy. We're working on it. Second is, where's my copy of the books? I don't have the copy. What's up with that? Like, where's your autograph?
I know. You will get it. Do you have? I know. Do you have space in your library? Then I will send it to you. You have.
I got so many copies of Thinkandgrowrich, I don't know what to do.
I know. How many copies do you have?
You know, I used to buy a lot on Amazon and give it out to people, but now I collect the vintage ones that are like, you know, the first edition, second edition, all that from like 19, you know, God knows for how many years. So I'm collecting those. But this is one of my favorite copies. I have a couple other ones. I like the 21st century revised edition. It's like $7-8 on Amazon. It's like one of the cheapest books you could ever buy on it. But yeah, so definitely, listen, books are great, but the point is not just to read them. The point is to study. This is not a, you know, it's not a novel. It's not a poetry you read one time and you're like, okay, I got it. This is not that. This is not a biology book you read one time and take an exam on and that's it, never use it. So it's one of those things that you got to study. If you don't study it, he's not going to do his job. So I agree with that. So let me ask you a question. In being a coach and a speaker and a writer and an author, what are the two most difficult things that you had to overcome so far?
My own self. It's my own self-esteem. It's my own ego. It's getting myself out of my own way was the toughest and the most difficult thing I do every day, and I did before. It's because, trust me, I have the best knowledge, but the only person stopping me from getting out there is myself telling Chinmai, is that good enough? Is that, I think you can make it better before putting it out. So I have been my own hurdle and an obstacle for many years. So as a coach, as a speaker, and as an expert, the only person you have to overcome is yourself. Is because you feel you're not good enough. You feel you have to be perfect. Well, the truth is, nobody cares. Oh, nobody cares. Only you care. The only people who care out what you do is like, because when you do it with intention, when your intentions are right, and when you give what you have, when you share, it's always received. If people do not agree with you and they and they criticize you, it's part of the game. If you don't want to play the game, choose another game. So don't be a whiner. Like, you know, so that is something which I learned. It took me years to learn. I understand that to be a coach, to be a great expert, to be a great speaker, the part of the game is that you have to be willing to win and lose. If you only enter the game and say, I'm only going to win, like, no, hey, then you're never going to win. You have to be willing to both win and lose, and only then you will be able to be successful. So I know, especially in this field. I have a
problem with that. When I lose, my wife gets on my case. So I don't know, are you married? If you're not married, then you can lose sometimes. But when you get married and have children, man, you cannot lose, because you're going to hear about it at the house too. It's not just at the office. You're going to hear it over there. So you better win. You have a lot of incentive to win. Why are you laughing? This is a serious conversation.
It is. Oh my God, that's funny. You're funny, Vahid.
Thank you. No, I'm definitely interested in learning as much as I can. What is it that holds people back from their best version? And I know Luke, one of my buddies over here on Instagram, he talked about that a couple of days ago on a couple of lives that he's done, and he talked about that. You know, you got to go in it, you got to win. But what is it stopping you from winning? We know you need to win, but why you're not winning? And you got to question that. You got to start thinking that. So you start, you know, the universe is going to give you the answer, or most of the time, the universe is going to bring the person to you that could help you. You just can't be blind. You just got to put on your glasses and see that the universe brought the right person for you to be able to learn that. So if you're not allowing yourself to receive, you're not going to win. It's simple concept. Being able to receive is a big talent by itself. Is a very, very useful skill that a lot of people don't learn. You got to be able to receive, whether good or bad. You know, it doesn't matter if they criticize you. When people criticize me, I learn maybe I should look at it. Maybe I do need to modify it and adjust it if it makes sense. But if they're just giving their stupid opinion, I'm not interested in their opinion.
Yeah.
But if their opinion is coming from a place where they know what I'm doing and they can help me, that's an advice, that's a consult, that's a mastermind group. So you got to listen to that.
You're right. That's beautiful, Vahid. Thanks for sharing that. I completely agree with you. Yeah, that's very true.
So if you had to tell me one reason why people should read this book, what would that be?
One thing is reading books. Like the first one quote which is really very dear to me is, there is no wealth like knowledge, there is no poverty like ignorance. I was ignorant to Think and Grow Rich for many years, and I had my fair share of poverty. So I want this Think and Grow Rich is a book where you read again and again. It's a book where you might read a chapter and you might get inspired on one concept of action, taking action. And then you get inspired to take action, and you come back and you read it again after a week or after a month. You're a different person, so you will absorb a different line, and that the same sentence might have a different effect on you. So the same way how you are like every person who's growing becomes a different person, you're reading the book again as a different person. So every book. So the one reason for you to read is you cannot be ignorant. If you want to be wealthy, have knowledge. So this is the book you need to have in order to be wealthy.
I love it, brother. I appreciate you taking this time out of your busy day and being with us. Hopefully you and I can connect. I got a mastermind group happening in UK. I want to connect you. I know a couple of other people that are interested in what it is that you're able to help. So we'll connect offline, and then let's see if we can collaborate. But thank you so much for being with us on our channel.
Thank you, Vahid. Thanks for inviting.